It's really great that we can use Bedrock across all subjects in our school. I think when you're trying to do whole school literacy and do something significant that's really going to have value, it's hard to do something that's going to work for everyone, because with disciplinary literacy, every subject has their nuanced way of reading, writing and speaking. Bedrock is really good because it levels that playing field of the approach, and it allows us to be really consistent. Subjects just get to cherry pick their words, but the way that students learn is completely consistent.
Getting the consistency amongst the subject areas with regards to language is important and crucial. I think historically there have been areas within our curriculum that we deliver where they perhaps don't see that they have as much importance in the delivery of language than other areas, typically perhaps maths or science compared to your English or history. But the programme that we've been involved in has really helped to consolidate that and enable all different areas from the school to appreciate the importance of language across the school.
I tend to be sceptical of programs, online programs, because I think there's a lot of whiz-bang and a lot of veneer rather than substance. This one, however, I'm convinced by. I'll just take a Year 9 student as an example. Last year, a student was getting 80-90% in the exams, and I was wondering, well, where's your vocabulary coming from? And this was when Bedrock was just introduced, and she says, I doesn't do my Bedrock homework meticulously. And obviously, for those that do that homework, that is mirroring what you are now seeing in an increase of vocabulary and sentence structure in extended writing tasks.
When we study climate change, one of the key concepts is the idea of mitigation and adaptation. Students don't really understand what the word mitigation means, and basically by going over the word they understand that the word means to lessen, because when they have to write an extended piece of writing using that word, it means that they can engage more with the content and they can understand how to use the word correctly in a longer written response.
For children, they need to have a critical understanding of artists' work and obviously design techniques and things that go on around design technology. They need to be able to have an understanding of those words, those concepts. Again, they need to be able to verbalise them and read questions, particularly in DT, and be able to access what the question's asking them to do. And when they write about artists' work, they need to be able to use subject-specific language.
Obviously, we are dealing with some quite complex Tier 3 words. For example, the A-level class, we have to get used to concepts such as communism, capitalism, even the great nomenclature system. And therefore, this language is new and it's heavily politicised, and it does require an awful lot of cultural capital.
I've seen improved end-of-cycle data within Key Stage 3, and anecdotally I've heard some fantastic stories of students putting words into their extended writing answers. And in fact, one teacher has taken it to a Year 11 class to say, look at this as a Year 8 child, and they're writing sort of grade 7, grade 8 quality of work, having been on the Bedrock programme.
Bedrock is definitely better than using textbooks because it's online, it's easier, all you have to do is click instead of write down, and I think it's more efficient for learning.
We use Bedrock now as a great pre-learning tool. The mapper words are fantastic because students know before they've entered a lesson. So we haven't stopped using keywords, we've continued to use them, but now they're embedded and students are able to see that word and they already know about it. They already feel comfortable with it. They walk into a lesson and tell you what they already know.
Sometimes the teachers set the homework before the lesson, so sometimes you can do it earlier so that it prepares you for what the lesson's about. Like in my history lesson, I learnt about the Black Death, and I already knew facts about it from Bedrock. Then I went into the lesson and I already knew it from doing it earlier.
Those students that are partaking in Bedrock, their self-confidence has gone through the roof because they feel much more attuned to what they're learning in the lesson rather than being taught at, they're learning with you.
I feel good being invested in Bedrock Learning. The kids like it, the kids enjoy it, they can access it, they can see progress that they're making, they can see the impact it has on the progress they make within their subject areas, and the staff equally can see the progress that the students are making. So it's a win-win.